Hey guys, I'm Lena. Today I am going to show you how I lost a ton of weight by eating low carb recipes. Today what we are going to make is a thin ribeye cheesesteak classic, which everybody loves. We are going to do no bread, so we're going to do everything on the stove here. I've got our thin ribeye steaks, our multicolored peppers, because I do love a little variety. We're going to use our onion. We've got some provolone cheese, garlic powder, salt, pepper, Worcestershire sauce, and we will also have mushrooms, which we are going to cook on the side because I'm not a fan, but my man is, so we are going to cook those for him. So follow along and I'll show you how I do it. And we're just gonna slice these nice and thin. I am gonna cut these in half again because we are not going to be using bread. So it's just gonna make it a little bit easier to eat. Beautiful. Set all this aside. I know some people who, when they cook cheesesteaks, they'll use like roast beef lunch meat if you don't have steak, or you got to use up some of the lunch meat that's in your fridge, or maybe you simply just don't want steak. To each their own. But we love steak in this house, so we are using ribeye. All right, so we've got our ribeye all cooked. We are going to send that to the side here. We've got our ribeye cut. We're going to set it to the side. Next thing I'm going to do is wash my hands. Okay, so next what we're going to do is chop our onion. This is already washed. I peeled it, just did all the good stuff. And I'm going to just slice it into just circles. Slice however you want. This is just how I do it. So next, we are going to cut the tops off of our peppers. I feel like people have different ways of cutting peppers, so don't judge me. This is just how I tend to cut the peppers. So I do that. We're going to tear out the centers. These are boom. Okay. So for a cheesesteak, I like to slice everything in thin slices because that's just how I've always had everything in a cheesesteak anywhere that I've had one, and I think I carry that home. So we're just gonna slice these peppers into thin slices here, not too big, because again, we're not using a bread, so we don't want it to be too chewy, or when you take a bite and it's just like this huge chunk of pepper, which, don't get me wrong, I love my peppers, but I want to take kind of even bites here. So just like that. And I am going to go ahead, we're going to cook our peppers and onions together. Okay, so we've got our peppers and onions cut, we've got our steak cut. Okay, so we've got everything ready. We've got our thinly sliced ribeye steak, also cut in half just for eating purposes. We've got our mushrooms aside, because Lena's not a fan. We've got our onions and peppers all mixed into one bowl. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move over to the stove and we're gonna start cooking. Okay, so we are over at the stove now. We've got our mushrooms, our peppers and onions. We've got our steak. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start cooking. So first things first, we are gonna turn our stove off. I do cook with gas, so it will cook a little bit quicker, I think, in my opinion, than just a regular electric. So we are gonna go ahead. I do use avocado oil, so I do like the Chosen Foods brand. I'm gonna go ahead and oil all our pans. Got enough on there, you don't want it to stick. I am gonna cook this steak here, onions and peppers, and then we've got our mushrooms here on the end. A little tad more in these. Beautiful. Don't be scared of it because you don't want it to burn. Let's go ahead and we're gonna throw on our steak, get that cooking. I am one of those that likes to cook everything together because I like for it to finish together. So we've got our steak going. Let's get this all separated. I love that sizzle when the food first hits the pan. Yum, like hello. I am going to add a little Worcestershire, or as my brother would say, Worcestershire sauce. I feel like there's a ton of fun ways to say it, so whatever tickles your fancy. No judgment here. Our seasonings today, we are going to use a little bit of black pepper. I do like sea salt flakes. They're just a little bit more fun, a little bit more coarse, and a little bit of garlic powder. So first things first, we are going to just use some garlic powder. I would love to tell you like a measurement of what I use, but you just kind of wing it in this house, eyeball and stuff. So do as you please. Black pepper. That smells so good. We are cooking. And some flaky sea salt. I feel like no matter what you're cooking, when you are cooking steak, salt and pepper is a must. Like, they go hand in hand, if you ask me. So we're putting out our peppers and onions in the pan. Those look so good. Yum, our steak is going. Oh my gosh, if you guys could smell what I'm smelling right now, you would be in complete heaven. Oh my gosh. I am going to turn the meat down a little bit to a medium to high simmer because I do feel like when you cover the meat and cook it low and slow, it does tend to come out a bit juicier. Call me crazy if you don't agree, but that's just what I do. Do whatever you like. But I'm covering our meat today. I'm gonna just stir up these veggies. My gosh, these look beautiful. Love the colors, so fun. And we are going to season our veggies also. So I'm gonna just use some sea salt flakes, season to taste. No right or wrong way. Unless you over salt it, can't really go back from that, but that's okay. A little salt. A little pepper, boom, a boom, a boom. A little more. We love seasoning in this house because we love for our food to taste good. And then we are going to use a little bit of, I have flaky garlic sea salt, and I'm going to put a little bit of that on the mushrooms. Yum. Super fun. Okay, so that's good. Now let's get our mushrooms going. Again, I'm not the biggest or any kind of fan of mushrooms, so it took me a while to kind of get used to like cooking them, because the smell of them, even to me, just, it's not appetizing. But the things we do for the people we love. So mushrooms are on the menu in this house. We have these also on a high simmer. I'm gonna crank them up just a little bit. And we are going to add a little Worcestershire, Worcestershire, Worcestershire sauce to our mushrooms. Let's get those good and coated. Yum, yum, yum. I literally feel like I could drink this sauce out of the bottle. It's so good. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna stay humane. Okay, so our meat, oh my god, smells so stinking good. So I like my meat usually cooked medium. Zach likes his meat cooked medium rare. But when it comes to a cheesesteak, I think you have to cook the meat almost. As long as you're using a good quality meat, it's going to be tender. So cook your meat. Don't burn it, just cook it. Alright, so, oh my gosh, these are looking good. And depending how you like it, some people like their veggies with a little crunch. We do. A lot of people, when they cook cheesesteaks, they like for the veggies to be like soft and kind of like an oozy texture, if that makes sense. We like a crunch in our veggies. I like to still taste that flavor. I feel like sometimes when you overcook peppers, you lose that flavor a little bit. And it's always fun to have a crunch in your veggies. Something about cooking with Worcestershire just smells so good, even on a mushroom. Do you ever have a food that you wish you liked and you try really hard to like, but it just doesn't work? That's a mushroom for me. Okay, so we are gonna use provolone cheese because I feel like it's a classic for cheesesteaks. So since we are not using bread, I know some people like to use a low-carb bread or tortillas. Some people make the fun cheese, you know, toasted, so that way you can use that for a sandwich. Yes, we love to do that, but today we are not going to. We are going to keep it low carb. We are not huge bread eaters even before doing low carb, so switching to this lifestyle was an easier transition because certain things that are required for low carb or keto were already things I didn't have too much in my diet, but certain things, rice, love, potatoes, love. So when it comes to carbs, your girl loves carbs, but carbs don't love your girl. So back to the food. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? This looks so good. Okay, so our steak is looking perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off because I don't want it too cooked. We are not like shoe leather meat people. So we are going to stir these peppers. I love when they get like a little bit of a char on them, but not overcook them because we don't want them soft. We still want a good crunch. We want to keep all that flavor. So these are just about perfect. And let's check on our shrooms over here. Those smell pretty good for a mushroom. I'm still not eating them. Okay, so what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna mix our ingredients together. And the ingredients I am mixing together are the peppers, onions, and meat. And I will keep the mushrooms on the side and add them to the other dishes. But we are gonna shimmy and shake our meat into the veggie pan. All that extra juice is extra goodness. So we're gonna leave that there. I'm gonna turn my burner on low. Just kind of let that marinate together. Give these one last little stir. These look perfect. Beautiful. I'm going to shut those off. And what we're going to do now, give it one good mix. Mix everything in there. All delicious, looking good. Oh yes. Peppers, onions. Some people only do one type of pepper in their cheesesteaks, but who says no to flavor? We love the flavor. Oh my gosh, look how good this looks. If you could smell it. Oh my gosh. So our cheese, we are going to put our cheese over top. You can use a shredded cheese. A lot of times we buy a block and we fresh grate it. In this case, I bought the provolone slices already done because they were buy one get one free at Publix. Okay, so we've got our finished dish. If you could smell this, oh my God, so good. Okay, I am going to plate mine. So I'm doing the thin ribeye, peppers, onions, provolone cheese, no mushrooms. So let's get a good bite here. Now keep in mind, when you do cheese, it is going to be cheesy. Oh my gosh, that looks good. A little scoop of the plate always helps. Boom. Boom. Let's see how we did. Got our steak, our cheese. Make sure we got some of our peppers on there. It's almost like you have to twirl it like a pasta. That's when you know it's gonna be good. Now that is good. Who needs bread? Not me. That's freaking delicious. Wow. All right, guys. Well, if you want to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything specific that you would like me to make or try making for you. Other than that, I will keep sharing what I make for dinner, what I make for lunch, and I will show you some super yummy breakfast dishes that I make. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon.